Hi, today we are going to learn the slope-intercept form again, but y equals mx plus b, we have already done it, where we know b is the y-intercept and m is called the slope, right? This is y-intercept. Today we are going to learn and discuss about the slope. What does slope means? That we are going to see today. So let's get started first. The slope m. Actually, the slope m that denotes rise over run. So somehow I'm drawing a curve, a linear curve like this. From this curve, on this curve, I'm taking 2 points, suppose this point and this point. So you can draw some dotted lines from this point to this point. And you can see from this is actually the rise and this is actually the run. So you can see from this graph how many steps are there. 1, 2. So this is 2 unit, rise is 2, and if you see the run, that's also 2 unit. So what would be the slope? Rise over run, rise is 2 unit and run is as well as 2 units. So 2 over 2, your slope is 1. That's the concept of slope. Okay. Let us take another example. So I started from this, right? And wish to go to this point. So how we can go? We can go like this. You're traveling to the left hand side up to this and going upward. How much we are going in the left hand side? If you can see 1, 2, 3 units. So 3 units to the left. So our run is 3, but wait, we are going to the left, right? And we know that if we are going to the left, we should give a negative sign. If we are going to the right, then we should give a positive sign. If we going to the down, then we should give a negative sign. And if we are going to the up, then we should give a positive sign. Now we are going to the left hand side, that means -3, that would be your run. And from -3, we are going 1 unit to the up. 1 unit to the up means positive. Positive means the rise would be positive there, right? This is +1. This will be +1 because we are going upward. So you can see the rise. How much is rise? +1 divided by how much is run? -3. So your slope is -1/3. That's your slope, right? The next question is asking, they have given a graph, this linear graph, and you need to find out the slope. And we know slope is nothing but rise over run. So they have given 2 points on the curve, this point and this point. So starting from this point, I can go through this point, or you can start from this point as well and go through this point. Anything is possible. So what I'm doing in the reverse way. I'm starting from this point. This is the starting point, and this will be your ending point. So first, we will go downward up to this. Then we will go to the left, correct? So let's measure how much we are going downward. You can see 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 units to the down. So 4 units to the down. And from this, 1 unit, 2 unit, and 3 units to the left. 4 units down means that's a rise. But in this case, the rise is a negative rise, right? Because you are going downward. So -4, correct? And run is what? Run is -3. Why? Because we are going in the left hand side direction. So -4 over -3, that's 4/3. Or we can do in the other way, right? We can just alter the points. We can start from the bottom point and go to the ending point. This is the starting point, suppose. And this is the ending point. So from the starting point, we are traveling to this. Then from this, we are traveling to upward. Let's see how much unit. So we are traveling to the right. How much unit? 1, 2, 3 units right. 3 units to the right. Then from this, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units up. So 4 units up means the rise is 4 unit, up means +4, divided by run. Run is we are running in the right side direction, right? Right hand side. That means +3. So your answer would be 4/3. The same answer you are getting, right? That's all. Another way of finding the slope from a curve is by the formula. What the formula says, see, we can write the slope, we can find out the slope from 2 points. So you're taking 2 points. First coordinate point is suppose x1, y1. And second coordinate point is suppose x2 and y2. And how to find out the slope? It says y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Or you can write change in y divided by change in x. Not only y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, you can also do y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. But the convention should be same. If you are doing 2 minus 1, then you should do in the numerator same thing, 2 minus 1. If you are doing 1 minus 2, then you should do the same thing in the denominator, 1 minus 2. Got it? So what does it mean? Y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. It means we need to take at least 2 points on this given curve. On this given curve, we need to take at least 2 points. So suppose I'm taking this one, first point, and this point is 2 and 1, right? And this point is -1 and -3, -1 and -3. And suppose I'm assuming this point is denoted at x1, y1, and this point is x2, y2. Now substitute in the formula. So see, slope is nothing but y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what is y2? You can see y2 here. Y2 is 1. So 1 minus what is y1? Y1 you can see here. It's -3. So -3, right? Divided by what is x2? X2 is 2, right? X2 is 2. So 2 minus what is x1? X1 is -1 minus of -1. So if you can write it, 1 minus minus plus 3, 2 plus 1, which is 4/3. So your slope is 4/3, right? So what is your conclusion then? You have taken 2 points, right? 2, 1 and -1 and -3. You have taken 2, 1 and -1 and -3. And we know the slope means change in y over change in x. We have taken 2 points, 2, 1 and -1, 3. So what we are going to do, what is the change in y you can find out from this 2 point? Change in y means 1 minus this of -3. So 1 minus of -3, which is 1 plus 3, which is 4. And what is change in x? Del x, that's nothing but 2 minus this x coordinate, right? 2 minus of -1. So 2 plus 1, which is 3. So change in y is 4, change in x is 3. So your slope is 4 over 3. That's another point. That's another point of finding out the slope. So we have learned two ways. First of all, by rise and run, and the second one, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or change in y by change in x. Done. Let us take another example. Question, it's asking, find out the slope. Find out the slope of the line formed by joining the 2 points, -3, 5, 3, and 8, 5. So as we know, slope is nothing but change in y coordinate divided by change in x coordinate. And you can see what are the y coordinates. Write down the points 5, 3 and 8, 5. So what is change in y coordinate actually? Change in y coordinate would be 3 minus 5, or you can do 5 minus 3, it's up to you. So 3 minus 5, that's equals -2. And what is change in x actually? Del x, that's equals change in x, 5 minus 8, that means 5 minus 8, which is -3. So change in y, it's -2, and change in x is -3. So -2 over -3, that's 2/3. Or you can do this thing also, right? You can do 5 minus 3, which is 2, and 8 minus 5, which is 3. So your convention should be same. If you're subtracting from first minus second, then you should do in the same for the same thing for the denominator. Like if we are going from 5 to 3, then change in y would be 5 minus 3, that's equals to, then the change in x should be counted from 2 to 1 as well. So change in x should be 8 minus 5, which is 3. So you are getting the answer as change in y is 2, change in x is 3. So 2. That's your answer. Done. And now you need to remember 4 points that are most important here, and that would help you here actually. What are the points? 4 figures actually you need to remember. First, second, third, and fourth. You can give the heading as nature of slope. How the slope is, nature of slope. Means slope is positive, negative, infinity, or 0. There are 4 kinds of slopes actually. It can be positive slope, negative slope, infinite slope, and 0 slope. So m value can be a positive value, suppose positive 2 over 3. M value can be negative, suppose -4/3. M value can be 0, right? And as well as m value can be undefined or infinity, right? How and what would be the nature of the graph in such cases? Let's see. So in the first figure, second, third, wait, fourth, all the curves which are looking like this, which passes through which starting point and ending point is on the first quadrant and third quadrant. I mean, this kind of graphs, this kind of graphs will have the slope as positive. This kind of graph should have positive slope. So plus VE, positive slope. Okay. All the curves which are looking like this on the opposite quadrant should have negative slope. They have negative slopes. All the vertical lines like this, all the vertical lines you draw, those are having the slope as 0. Slope is 0. 0 slope. And the horizontal lines, all the horizontal lines my bad. All the vertical lines are having the slope as infinity or undefined. Infinity or undefined. And all the horizontal line will have the slope as 0. All the horizontal lines will have the 0 slope. And why it happens? Actually, slope is also the measurement of the angle with positive x-axis, right? So if we see this is the x-axis, this one is the y-axis, y x-axis, y x-axis, y x-axis. So why it's 0? See the angle between this curve and x-axis. There is no angle between x-axis and this curve, right? They're parallel. Parallel means they're not intersecting. So they have no angle in between them. That means the slope is 0. The steepness is 0, right? Slope is also the measurement of the angle which the curve is making with the positive x-axis. Though it's not exactly the angle, it's tangent of the angle. So we can neglect it. So quantitatively, that's a tangent of the angle, but qualitatively, that's measurement of the angle it's making with the positive x-axis. Okay. So these 4 things you need to remember. So all the lines which are passing, whose starting and ending points are first quadrant and third quadrants, all the lines should have this positive slope, right? Next, all the lines which starting and ending positions are on the second quadrant and fourth quadrant. You know the quadrant operation, I believe. This is the first quadrant, this is second, this one is third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. So all the lines which are starting and ending at second or fourth quadrant, they're having negative slope. All the vertical lines having undefined or infinity slope, all the vertical lines, and all the horizontal lines having 0 slope. These 4 points you need to remember here to identify the graph. Okay. Okay, then